Hello everyone, my name's Taylor and I'm currently a junior at Creighton University. Right now I'm here in Burlington, Kansas with the Kansas chapter of Generation Connection. For Generation Connection at large, I'm the president and chief executive officer. Today I'll be talking about 9 winter holidays around the world. All content in this video is from learningliftoff.com, jabad.org, and history.com. We tend to think of winter as a time of rest, hibernation, and quiet. But a look at the calendar reveals many holidays around the world that prove this impression entirely wrong. The cold months are clearly a popular time for parties and celebrations, of course with us following proper social distancing and COVID-19 regulations during the pandemic. While some holidays are filled with solemn tradition, others focus on fun and frolic, and all pose opportunities for interesting and real-life lessons in history. So let's start off with Christmas. Christmas is celebrated on December 25th and is both a sacred religious holiday and a worldwide cultural and commercial phenomenon. For 2 millennia, people around the world have been observing it with traditions and practices that are both religious and secular in nature. Christians, such as myself being a Catholic Christian, celebrate Christmas Day as the anniversary of the birth of Jesus of Nazareth, a spiritual leader whose teachings form the basis of their religion. Popular customs include exchanging gifts, decorating Christmas trees, attending church, sharing meals with family and friends, and of course, waiting for Santa Claus to arrive. December 25th, Christmas Day, has been a federal holiday in the United States since 1870. People celebrate this Christian holiday by going to church, giving gifts, and sharing the day with their families. In some parts of Europe, star singers go caroling, singing special Christmas songs as they walk behind a huge star on a pole. The Christmas festivities in Ireland tend to be more religious in nature, rather than being about gifts. Christmas celebrations last from Christmas Eve until January 6th, Epiphany. On December 26th, known as St. Stephen's Day, an Irish tradition that is known as the Wren Boys Procession takes place. Children go from door to door singing, holding a stick that is topped by a holly bush and a wren. They ask for money for the starving wren, which goes into their pockets. In ancient times, a real wren was killed and fastened to the stick, but today fake wrens are used. The Christmas Eve festivities in Ukraine are known as Święta Večera, which means Holy Supper. The celebration begins when the first evening star is sighted in the night sky. In farming communities, the household head brings in a sheaf of wheat, which symbolizes the wheat crops of Ukraine. It's called Ditka, which translates to grandfather spirit. In homes within the city, a few stalks of wheat may be used to decorate the table. Now we're going to talk about Hanukkah. For 8 days, each November and December, Jews light a special candle holder called a menorah. They do it to remember an ancient miracle in which 1 day's worth of oil burned for 8 days in the temple. During Hanukkah, many Jews also eat special potato pancakes called latkes, sing songs, and spin a top called a dreidel to win chocolate coins, nuts, or raisins. The 8-day Jewish celebration known as Hanukkah commemorates the rededication during the 2nd century BC of the Second Temple in Jerusalem, where, according to legend, Jews had risen up against their Greek-Syrian oppressors in the Maccabean Revolt. Hanukkah, which means dedication in Hebrew, begins on the 25th of Kislev on the Hebrew calendar and usually falls in November or December. Often called the Festival of Lights, the holiday is celebrated with the lighting of the menorah, traditional foods, games, and gifts. Since the Hanukkah miracle involved oil, it is customary to eat foods fried in oil. The Eastern European classic is the potato latke, garnished with applesauce or sour cream, and the reigning Israeli favorite is the jelly-filled donut. Next, I'm going to give you some background on Three Kings Day. At the end of the 12 days of Christmas comes a day called the Epiphany, or Three Kings Day. This holiday is celebrated as the day that 3 wise men first saw baby Jesus and brought him gifts. On this day in Spain, many children get their Christmas presents. In Puerto Rico, before children go to sleep on January 5th, they leave a box with hay under their bed so the kings will leave good presents. In France, a delicious king cake is baked. Bakers will hide a coin, jewel, or little toy inside. The winter solstice is also a popular winter celebration. The winter solstice occurs around December 21st. It is the shortest day of the year. People all over the world participate in festivals and celebrations. Long ago, people celebrated by lighting bonfires and candles to coax back the sun. There's also St. Lucia Day. To honor this 3rd century saint on December 13th, Many girls in Sweden dress up as Lucia brides in long white gowns with red sashes and a wreath of burning candles on their heads. They wake up their families by singing songs and bringing them coffee and twisted saffron buns called Lucia cats. Many of us have also likely heard of St. Nicholas Day. A popular December holiday in many European countries, St. Nicholas Day celebrates St. Nicholas of Myra, the man whose life inspired the tradition of Santa Claus and Father Christmas. He gave all of his money to the needy and was known for his compassion for children and those in need. The holiday honors this man on the anniversary of his death, December 6th, 343 AD. Many celebrate with parades, feasts, gift-giving, and festivals. Now I'll give you some background on Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa, which means first fruits, is based on ancient African harvest festivals and celebrates ideals such as family, life, and unity. During this spiritual holiday celebrated from December 26th to January 1st, millions of African Americans dress in special clothes, decorate their homes with fruits and vegetables, and light a candle holder called a kinara. Dr. Maulana Karanga, professor and chairman of Black Studies at California State University, Long Beach, created Kwanzaa in 1966. After the Watts riots in Los Angeles, Dr. Karanga searched for ways to bring African Americans together as a community. He founded US, a cultural organization, and started research on African first fruit harvest celebrations. Karanga combined aspects of several different harvest celebrations, such as those of the Ashanti and those of the Zulu, to form the basis of Kwanzaa. Lastly, I'll give you some background on New Year's celebrations. In Ecuador, families dress a straw man in old clothes on December 31st. The straw man represents the old year. The family members make a will for the straw man that lists all of their faults. At midnight, they burn the straw man in hopes that their faults will disappear with him. In Japan, All-Misoka on New Year's Eve is the second most important holiday of the year, following New Year's Day, the start of a new beginning. Japanese families gather for a late dinner around 11 p.m., and at midnight, many make visits to a shrine or temple. In many homes, there is a caste bell that is struck 108 times, symbolizing desires believed to cause human suffering. Those in Hong Kong pray to the gods and ghosts of their ancestors, asking that they will fulfill wishes for the next year. Priests read aloud the names of every living person of the celebration and attach a list of names to a paper horse and set it on fire. The smoke carries the names up to the gods, and the living will be remembered. To celebrate the Chinese New Year, many children dress in new clothes to celebrate, and people carry lanterns and join in a huge parade led by a silk dragon, the Chinese symbol of strength. According to legend, the dragon hibernates most of the year, so people throw firecrackers to keep the dragon awake. To conclude, thank you everyone for watching, and please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or comments about today's historical topic and video, would like to share what your group talked about in relation to today's video, or more generally would be interested in volunteering with Generation Connection. We're hoping these videos can really add some passion and excitement for the lives of the elderly residents in our partner assisted living facilities, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. Happy holidays to all.